One of the most challenging courses offered at Northwestern has a deceptively simple name, Russian Folklore. Besides writing papers and taking a final exam, students must sing an opera in Russian at the end of the quarter. If you are walking near Northwestern's Music Administration building on a Tuesday evening, you might hear a chorus rehearsing. Listen carefully, and you'll notice that they are singing in Russian. What makes this so surprising is that only a handful of the singers actually speak Russian, and some do not even read music. These students are enrolled in Russian Folklore, a one-of-a-kind course that requires them to sing a Russian opera as their final class project.
I had not ever heard of this class before, or even the musicology department, but once I started taking it, I discovered that we actually had to sing, and I didn't even know that before we started, but so far it's been amazing.
I've never sang this high before, I've never sang this much before, I've never sang opera. So I feel like I'm learning a lot.
There are some students who say to me, "But Professor Weil, I can't sing." I tell them, don't worry. When you meet Natalia Lashenko, she'll get you to sing.
The folklore class introduces students to Russian culture, music, history, and language. Also called Musicology 335, it is taught every spring by NU's renowned Russian scholar Erwin Weil and Natalia Lashenko, who was born in Russia and had a distinguished professional career there before joining the Bienen School of Music faculty.
Here I don't have a goal to produce professional quality, but my goal is to help these students to understand Russian culture at the level of feeling it, not only through the mind.
The most important thing about the course is the fact that these students are suddenly getting into the rhythm and the sound and the feeling and really very deep emotion that they never would have thought of before, never would have been exposed before, and that connects them then with this magnificent culture.
They are so great. I love both of them. They're so funny and engaging and interesting, and I really care about what they have to say and how they teach.
The class is open to all NU students. Professor Lashenko calls it a blind date because the teachers never know who will sign up. This year, the class includes freshmen and upperclassmen who are studying mathematics, statistics, biology, industrial engineering, and economics. Members of the Northwestern Academy of Music join the students for their end-of-the-quarter concert.
Some students never sang before, some students never did anything with music, and suddenly they are with Russian language, Russian opera, and they want to sing, they try to sing. That's an incredible challenge.
What we have are people who are disunited in many, many different ways, but are united in a love for music and a desire to really pick up Russian culture.
The class is learning to sing Alyeko, a short opera by Russian master Sergei Rachmaninoff. It is a story of a man who abandons city life and joins a gypsy camp. Rachmaninoff was 19 when he composed it.
I had always had the impression that it was Rachmaninoff who chose Pushkin because of his love for Pushkin and so on. That's not the case. He came up with a 45-minute one-act opera, and by the way, very quickly. I think he did it in less than a week. And with complete instrumentation, that's almost unheard of. You can imagine the speed and the talent with which he worked.
Students sing Rachmaninoff's music and also learn about the composer during Professor Weil's lectures on Russian culture.
We learn the history, but we don't learn it so much like this, at this date, this happened, at this date, this happened. We learn it much more like a story.
I never really studied anything like it. I've never had the opportunity to. The content's awesome. The format of the class is just, really laid back. It's just enjoyable.
I love that there's like the two different aspects of the course because while it's really interesting to learn about the culture, it's another thing to just like let it out and sing it.
Cherry on top really is the singing, and you get to perform at the end of the quarter and show off what you've learned.
Learning the Russian lyrics can be a huge hurdle for some students.
очень нежно.
Peacefully, lightly, very, very tenderly.
That has to be probably the most difficult part right now, because it's just, my tongue is just all over the place when I'm trying to say it.
Russian? Sort of hard, I guess. I'm not too good at reading it yet, but I'll get there.
I find that with people this age, with fresh minds and real enthusiasm, within a couple of hours, I can get them pronouncing Russian, singing in Russian, in ways that amaze even the Russians. They find it hard to believe that American students can sing that way.
Show your face, okay? Mouth, sound needs to fly over there, okay? So don't sing into the floor, okay?
Professor Lyashenko is the glue that holds the opera performance together. She cajoles and corrects, pushes and pulls everyone along.
1, 2, go!
Professor Lyashenko is doing a great job kind of getting everyone where they need to be, especially people like me who don't have a musical background, kind of helping us, guide us through the process.
She's very energetic, so when I was starting to get up to the high notes, she was saying, just let it go, just scream it out. And so I did. So I feel like she's intimidating, but she's also very encouraging at the same time.
You feel as though even if you don't know how to sing opera, like something magical happens. She just gets it out of you.
She's also a lot of, really funny in the class, so she helps it keep things from getting too stressful.
And what's really almost miraculous is the way she gets out of people, many of whom are in no way either professionally, quasi-professionally related to music, to give forth sound that they themselves don't even know is inside of them.
The professors and students only have 10 weeks to prepare for their concert. They are learning 2 Vesper hymns by Rachmaninoff along with the complete opera. Intense weekly rehearsals last 3 hours, but most say they don't mind the long and often difficult sessions.
I love it. Even after rehearsal, I feel like still singing because it's always stuck in my head, and it's an absolutely beautiful piece. I really do love Rachmaninoff.
Whenever you work on something like this, there comes time to think, my God, we'll never make it. And then somehow miraculously, all of a sudden, yes, we do make it.
The sound of Rachmaninoff's elegant music fills Alice Millar Chapel. Northwestern students in the Russian folklore and musicology class have spent 10 arduous weeks preparing for this concert.
It's exciting to see everything that we've been working for the past quarter finally come to fruition. It was a great experience.
I think it went really well. It was really exciting just to see everything come together, and performing it in this chapel provides a whole nother level. It really adds a really cool element.
It was very, very good. They're all very talented, and it was so touching, you know.
The way that the course turned out to have a performance like this is wonderful.
They have mastered difficult Russian lyrics and demanding harmonies of the opera Alyeko and 2 Vesper hymns. Inspired and encouraged by their teachers, the students conquered their own doubts. They are proud of what they've accomplished.
We sounded good and worked hard together. I think it was good. We spent a lot of hours, and I think it showed pretty well.
I think we left it all up there on the choir stand. We sung with all of our emotion and with our heart, and I think it was a great performance.
I'm happy. So the guys did the incredible work and worked very hard.
I'm feeling triumphant. It was a beautiful performance. What she does with that chorus is absolutely superb. I knew deep in my bones that in the end it would come through just as beautifully as it did. It's a very good class. It's filled with people with lots of talent and lots of energy. I was very, very much impressed by these students.